Did you know one of the most controversial painters of the time used the real criminals and prostitutes to paint holy saints? It's the story of the Caravaggio and is not what you think. The Tenebrism is the visual revolution. The Tenebrism was styled for that can play with the contrast lights, focus and the saturate light and the saturate the darkness. Do you know was controversial with the Caravaggio and distinguished the shadows and light? Because I think Caravaggio and the objective is to convert that the atmosphere both figures with the movement and narrative expressions, and his early life apprenticeship at the limitations. In the 105,071 in a town called Caravaggio worked as a secular painter with the master apprentice under the Milanese artist Simon Petersano, starting in the 1584. Caravaggio becomes a painter in the 16th century in the Rome. Yes, when the Caravaggio arrives in the Rome around the 105,092, he worked with the Giuseppe Cesari. It's a famous artist and Leardit painted favorites by the Pope Clement, and is the Cesari workshop's Caravaggio early task was to paint decorative elements such the flowers and the fruit. Two of the Caravaggio earlies, now the painters, boy with the basket at the fruit at the sick Bacchus, originated during the period, and they were like demonstration pieces to prove the cut at the point human figures. Caravaggio broke dramatically with the Renaissance idealization by using ordinary people from the Rome's streets as his models, including beguines, prostitutes, criminals, and other marginalized figures of the people. He painted directly from the life, often without sketches, to begin emotional realism and humanity into the sacred essence. This populist approach makes the religious figures revealed like a controversial, beautiful, and exhibition dirty, worn across, and visible frowns. His the realism aligned with the counter-reformation call for the accessible emotionally and change the religious imaginary. But the decision was far from the sadness and idealism, and his characters appear as real flowers, humans, dirty felts, and the brushed backs, wondered hands, and even expressions of the pain or the regret. It's necessary to remember a Martin Lutero, of the creator of the Protestantism, accusing the Church of the beginning the corrupt with the 1905 thesis. After the time, the Church searching to create a social movement, counter-reformation, where they hired artists like the Caravaggio to paint the churches and attract more believers. In 5 weeks, I will post a full video in 60 minutes video about the entire Renaissance and Renaissance era. Is a idea, it's the people, it's the rebellion, and don't miss it. The video. Subscribe. I think Caravaggio is a transgressive artist for the history, with the deeply emotional and expressive, and he did use the Tenebrism technique. has the tool of the to photograph the people of the poor, the inside the city room with his style dramatic and broody. Caravaggio was so different than the other persons like the society and the power in the time they don't like he do. After the Renaissance, Caravaggio broke that's the style with the Tenebrism and naturalism. Raw, very raw. That is my opinion. And for me, it's depth because Caravaggio was like the successful in the make new form of the art and the darkness sold.